Welcome. We are Grown A Geeks, and tonight we are going to be talking about lots of different things, but we are definitely going to be discussing the new movie, Michael. I know we were talking about Invincible, we were talking about The Boys. Hell, before the show started, we were talking about if from Daredevil, could Bullseye beat Captain America? Would Daredevil beat Captain America? How that fight would, and somehow we got on Batman and Bruce Wayne and the wasted villains from the previous movies. It's always great discussions here at Grown A Geeks. We asked RG's in the hot seat tonight. Click that QR code right above him. Join us. You can find us everywhere on social media. We are Grown A Geeks. Just all over the place, right? Joining me tonight, we have RG Cashmere here for the bad guy. We've got Who's Bad, Miss Teresa. Insert cool nickname, Miss Brandy. Jeffrey, JPNT17. And I'm LD Geek Sam. History. Again. Now, on tonight's topic, are we ready to get right into Michael and then let the discussions go from there?
Yeah.
Okay. Just in case. I
couldn't wait.
This nigga teeth is showing. This nigga said, "Let's talk." Now I'm fucking with you.
That's the big part of the banner.
I'm happy for you, dog. I want to hear this.
So, first, I want to open this conversation by saying, let's see, Teresa, I know you've had a chance to see the movie. Jeff, I know you mentioned you saw the movie. Brandy, you've seen the movie as well, correct?
I saw it.
Okay. So RG and I are the ones who have not seen the movie. I will punish us and put us on the bottom. Okay, look, I'm gonna keep it fair.
Do you not want to see it? Nice. Did you not want to see it?
I'm not gonna see it.
Okay.
There were extenuating circumstances that kept me from being able to see it. Initially, it was planned. I bought the tickets and we were going. My mother is, I would put her in the running for like the biggest Michael Jackson fan, like no question. Okay. And she just had a birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. And so for her birthday, her birthday, we were like, oh, great. This movie comes out on the 24th. It's right before her birthday. We'll get the siblings together. Everybody, we'll all take Mom out to go see the movie. And I was done at work on time, getting ready to leave. Car trouble. I'm stuck and stranded. By the time I got to the theater, it was like 45 minutes left in the movie. And I'm like, I paid too much.
Motherfuckers already doing Beat It.
Right. So I was like, yeah, we'll go another day. Then I decided, you know what? I'm off on Wednesdays. I'll take the wife and, I'll get her to play hooky with me, take half a day. We'll go see it today. It turns out I'm off this weekend and had to work today. So no opportunity to see it before the show. But I was interested.
To be fair, there are no spoilers.
And that was
and there you go. Feel free to tell. And then he went to the studio and made this song called Thriller, right? I'm not gonna be like,
what's this? What's this Thriller you speak of? Is that a popular song? Is that?
And there was a music video, and they did this dance.
What?
It was crazy.
So he really be dancing. Might be dancing. Okay. So that's his real moves. Okay, cool. I didn't know that. But no, honestly,
I don't know if you know, but his dad is not the nicest. Right. I don't know if you've heard that. Really? That may be new information.
Somebody was saying that he might have been like he pushed them a little harder than like Venus and Serena's dad. Like he was more strict than that. I've heard
one
that.
does.
Hey, you know what though?
More stringent, one might say. A bit more.
You know what? Mm-hmm. This is something that I actually was thinking about a lot when I sent the message in the group about wanting to talk about it. It wasn't even about like wanting to talk about how good or bad or whatever the movie was. I mean, we're gonna talk about that. But what I have realized, like transitioning from being one of the younger people in the office to now working at a company where I'm like firmly like top. Yeah, I'm like probably top 5 oldest people at the company, if even 5, maybe top 3. But like all the stuff that when we sit around and we like kind of joke about, like, oh yeah, I mean his dad, might have been a little like these motherfuckers do not know none of this. Like they don't know none of this stuff. So when I was watching the movie, on one hand, I'm like, dang man, I know like all this stuff, and I feel like, I mean, we could talk about the pacing because we are in hyper speed through a lot of things.
It's like, hey,
and then.
But so it was like a clip show up to a certain point, then they'll focus on something, and then clip show focus on something. Okay.
Yeah. And so what I realized was like this movie, the same way the American Dream was for like our generation, where it was like we wasn't there during, I wasn't there during Motown. Right. I don't think none of y'all was there during Motown Jackson 5 times.
Not Jackson 5, no.
So we needed to be able to kind of see that version of him growing up, going through the process, and they stopped. The movie stopped kind of right around the same point.
The last scene of that is the Motown. The Motown performance.
The last scene of the other one is the Victory Tour. They're coming out like on stage.
That's right. Oh, and they're like that.
Yeah.
At the end. You're right.
Yeah. But
I actually remember recording Motown 25 on VHS. Like
no, that was the American.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying the one with Flex might have been the one that ended with that one, because I remember him doing that moonwalk.
Yeah. So I think what I realized was like this is a movie for young people.
Still thinking about Flex look. Sorry.
Their connection with Michael Jackson is probably more about Scandal, because like their parents not calling them in the room when they showing a video of Michael Jackson and his brothers on what's his name of the show? Not Dick Clark. What was the dude?
American Bandstand.
The one before that.
Before Band.
It was a white dude. He's like a tall.
Ed Sullivan.
Ed Sullivan.
And
my grandmother used to make me watch Ed Sullivan clips and all that stuff. And even when we was coming up, still a black person being on TV doing anything. I mean, my grandmother ain't let nobody eat in the living room ever until Michael Jackson was on the Super Bowl halftime show, and she was like, "We're not gonna miss this." Like she don't even like Michael Jackson like that, but she understood. Like, look, man, you gotta see this. You gotta understand the spectacle of it, and I think that is something that a lot of the younger people who, when you just see the video on YouTube, like, yes, it's great. You love the choreography, you love the music. But even though I don't necessarily, as a Michael Jackson fan, did not need a recreation of the videos that they did or the moments. I didn't necessarily need to see a just recreation of that. I think that even if you take a scene like the Motown 25 scene, right? We've seen that probably 1,000 times a piece, but the way it was shot was very like 1980 something award show.
Yeah.
Versus the way this was shot was like much more modern, much more immersive for someone who is used to everything feeling like that. And so there's a lot of backlash and criticism about the movie because it glosses over. I mean, it's glossy. I mean, it is full blown.
When I tell you the glossy,
you don't know what happened.
It's so glossy, it's shining.
That's why Michael Jackson had them sunglasses on the whole movie, because it was just glossy.
But also, to be fair, this movie was about Michael.
Yeah,
right.
It was about Michael. It wasn't about the family. It wasn't about what it wasn't. It was about this man. And I get it. It's like the other day I rewatched Selena. I love that movie. As I'm watching it, I'm looking at this movie and I'm like, I know shit wasn't this sweet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know the family, there was things going on, dynamics, there was arguments and fights, jealousy, all of those things. But we don't need to know all that. I didn't need to know all that to love this Selena and fall in love with her through this movie. I didn't know anything about Selena before I watched that movie. You know what I'm saying? So somebody who grew up with Selena, who followed her in her career, they gonna know all the backstage. You know what I'm saying? They gonna be like, oh, you know, her and her sister used to fight and da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? I also I do follow a lot of I like to watch young people react to like older videos. I like to watch young people discover our music. It makes me I like, you know, watching it through fresh eyes. Watching these people discover Michael Jackson and like all of his facets, because this is Michael Jackson is a different person in every album. And they only know Thriller or Beat It. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever, Billie Jean. They may not know.
And actually, a lot of times it's just from the clips that they've
like these motherfuckers don't be knowing the music.
You don't see as much from
Bad at all. Whatever's in a commercial. Whatever's been used in a
so
commercial.
watching them discover like
Thriller,
you know,
and Billie Jean all the time, everywhere.
It's like however people feel, I know it's controversial. I have my opinions and I'm gonna keep them to myself. If I truly believed, I'll say this. If I truly believed the allegations against that man, I wouldn't fuck with him. And it's that simple. There's not anybody on this earth that I will ever support in the face of anything like that. Period. My own daddy can go straight to hell. You feel me? Like rest in peace, but he could have burned in hell if he did something to a baby. I don't play those games.
Right.
So all of that aside, the talent of this man.
Yeah.
I just like people really try to manufacture. Like I get so angry when people be like, "Oh, so and so is the next Michael Jackson. So and so can be the best so and so that they are." You know what I'm saying? They can be the greatest such and such that they can be. But they will never be Michael Joseph Jackson. That boy was born with something that
he had a gift.
You know, it's like Prince. Like you cannot recreate.
Also had a gift.
Yeah.
Something that just comes.
They had
like it has to come out.
I think they had the benefit of finding the best outlet for their gift. And I think that's where like a lot of people struggle, because like Mike is like, he's one of them people where it's like he do everything. Like even if you like he draw, like he you know
he can do
a whole
voices,
bunch of different stuff. Yeah, like puppetry, just like he's just super talented. And I think for me, and this is kind of getting into the movie. I think like the service level stuff is like Jafar did far better than I think anybody probably was expecting him to do. It's like there's nitpickers, and it's like, but it's Michael Jackson. Like ain't nobody ever gonna ever gonna get what Michael Jackson did, because it was just different. Everything you see, I mean, it's the closest imitation I have seen in a,
because he knew him. You know, like this is an intimate. You can tell it's not just an impression.
It's not a caricature of him. It's an embodiment.
Yes.
And there's things that are off and there's things that are right, but there's things that are kind of just like, well, this is obviously for the movie or whatever.
Right.
The performances for me, Coleman Domingo, fire, Nia Long, fire, like everybody was killing it. I think for me, sometimes I was just like, damn, man, we really are like rushing. And he's got so much story to tell. I feel like there were things that there was like clearly a message and an agenda. I could say it was clear that the dude Miles Teller was playing was an executive producer on the film. It was very clear that Jermaine was an executive producer on the film.
Absolutely.
And
there were some story points where they wanted to make sure to give them some shine.
I got to put my kufi on to talk about my Jermaine theories, but
I got Jermaine theories.
I think that
we can discuss that.
I think that in terms of the film, I there was a theme of Michael trying to break free to be independent, to become Michael, not just like part of Jackson 5. Like Joe's whole thing is about the family, the family, the family legacy, because he's old school. So he's used to the Kennedys, the Rockefellers. Like it's not an individual, it's the
The
last name.
family.
And so he's
Yeah.
trying to create that. And Michael's like, I'm just trying to be Michael. And so you see, it really does, I think, do a good job of like connecting all of those threads until obviously the infamous day where he quits the group on at Dodger Stadium on the last day of the Victory Tour, which was done in a very hilarious but like poignant way. And I would say the feeling that you get at the end of the movie actually like does earn that feeling of relief for Michael because you see him kind of go through it. But there's so much that it's just like I don't feel like they really did a good job of touching on just how creative and involved in the songwriting Michael Jackson was. Because, like the guy you have on your shirt, there's always a lot of arguments about Prince versus Michael. I don't personally compare them because I think even though they both did music, I think they did different things. They had different goals. Yeah. And so it's not a thing, comparison is a thief of joy in an instance like that. But when you do have conversations with Prince fans comparing the two, Prince fans automatically go to, well, Prince wrote all the music and he could play all these instruments. And it's like, it's great that Prince could play all these instruments, but let's not downplay the role Michael had in writing lyrics and coming up with melodies, coming up with harmonies, singing background vocals. Like he couldn't play an instrument, but everybody's on record.
He didn't need to.
Michael will sing the notes.
I was about to say he
he was
do something with it. He'll tell you what it needs to sound like and give you that. Like he'll do his little scatting, his bebopping, and then sing that part and sing it the way the instrument need to sound.
He had incredible pitch.
I'll encourage everybody, if you're a music fan like that, for real, you can go on YouTube and you can listen to Michael Jackson like home demos. I'm talking about like home demos like Jermaine and Janet in the background arguing, and then the song come on. It's like Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. It's like a super stripped down version. You don't have like the strings and the horns and all that. But in the movie, they're showing him going to his like little home studio, and it's like they do a good job of showing his creative process in dance. I think the Beat It scene with the gang members did a great job of showing how he like created movement in space and break out of the choreography and dip back in for a 4 count. But I feel like musically, like we don't even say how him and Quincy Jones met. They skipped over the whole like New York Studio 54, and to me, I'm like, it feels like they were They wanted to do multiple movies, but they were nervous about how people would take the first one. So they tried to put as much as they could in this one as what made sense. But man, they could have did a whole movie about like Michael moving to New York, doing the Wiz, meeting Quincy Jones, like just that time where he was creating off the wall,
starting to spread.
Even the transition from
we've watched this man's life. We've watched this man's life.
There's a whole. It's like Jesus, and I'm not comparing him to Jesus in any way, right? But I'm saying there's a whole segment of Michael Jackson's life that we don't know a lot about. That he was dating Stephanie Mills and Brooke Shields, and he was living because from like between the Jackson 5 and Off the Wall, they were touring and stuff, but he wasn't really doing a lot. He was just kind of growing up and discovering new things, and like we said, going to Studio 54 and just kind of living as Michael Jackson for a while. And then he comes out with Off the Wall, and then he does the same thing. He kind of disappears. We don't really know a lot about that time in his life, and then he comes out with Thriller. It would have been great if they explored the spaces, but I don't know. I just don't feel like the Jacksons will ever tell the real stories about any of this until after Catherine passes. That's my opinion. if
Yeah, I can see
Jermaine is
that.
going to be in charge, it's always going to be
I mean, they didn't even have
very glossy.
they didn't even have a conversation about Jermaine leaving the group,
Facts. They
and
did. They
Jermaine is an EP on the movie. Like, how do
Janet's not
you?
even in the movie, and Janet
Well,
and Michael
that's
were best friends.
what Janet said.
Janet
Hey,
didn't want no parts and pieces.
Right,
That should tell
exactly.
people
that's why
what
the
this
Coovie had to go on for
movie.
Jermaine.
Right. Like,
Jermaine.
why is she like, Why was Diana like, absolutely not?
Right.
They
I mean,
Well-
Riri is the oldest. She was there when everybody else came along, and she was not in it. There was no Riri, no Janet, no Randy.
And I love Nia Long, but she didn't have a lot to do.
She didn't, but I think I was okay with what she did. I mean, because I feel like Catherine had to be quiet strength anyway, because Joe wasn't going to let her do too much, you know. He was controlling and probably abusive, so that she probably got as loud as she could.
Yeah. I'm going to say something else. LaToya was wrong for being up in there at that premiere, waving and tinkling and waving around and all of that, and all the stuff she said about Michael.
Yeah.
Madam,
she was wrong for having that big head ass all up in the movie.
She likes being a spectacle.
So you was reading Michael fan mail and writing people back? Come on, man, get out of here. Should have let that snake gobble your ass right on up.
I'm like, so we're not gonna talk about how Jermaine is married to Jackie's wife. We're not gonna talk about that. How interesting.
Talk about that.
Not about them.
You mean Randy?
Randy's wife, yeah. We're not gonna talk about that. How the cousins is cousin brothers. No,
I'll just look at it and I'm just like, all right. So anytime a movie like this gets made, it's interesting because this is one of the first times that we really see in a biopic where it's like everybody in the family is famous. Like Ray Charles' family wasn't famous, so you could make that story, and it's like, you know, the only other way you really gonna be seeing people is other musicians, like when Quincy Jones shows up and stuff like that, and you know they'll love that because the context will be professional, but like. People want to know what was happening behind them gates, and everybody famous.
I'm telling you,
they sticking together. They pulling, and nobody's. And I respect
give them that.
I respect that,
and I respect it. Like I said, I feel like they would the ones who aren't involved, or the one like when people don't want to be, they just don't show up, or they don't. You know, they don't.
No
speak
endorsement.
Yeah. But
right,
they don't break rank. They're not going to be like, this is some BS. You know, they're not going to do that.
Well, let me ask you this, though. Is it safe to say that the people who are involved are the ones who remain to profit from it? Like specifically,
well, they all put money up for it to be an executive producer. You have to like put some bread into it for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, to the point where
I don't even think it's about that. I think it's more about we're just gonna, because I mean, however certain people feel about it, Michael is Michael. We still want to get, that's still their brother. Like we still want to get he deserved a big screen movie. Does that make sense? Like I'm not downing them for wanting this movie made. He deserved a movie just like Selena deserves a movie, just like Aaliyah deserves a movie. But again, that's going to be the glossiest movie in history, which is why it hasn't really been made. Yeah. It's like, if you
gotta have like
because
Michael
like
Jackson.
Jeff said, this isn't for us. We know the team. Right. This is for the next generation who don't know Michael. This is for them as an introduction into Michael.
And I think it's not fair and I think it's not fair for them where it's like they only got introduced to Michael through like the jokes and the gossip and the tea. And then they don't understand why like people our age don't want to hear him say shit about Michael Jackson. Like you need to have like an understanding of like it's a thing of saying like even though you speed running Michael Jackson's like whole life, it's like we didn't even do his whole life, bruh. Like the movie
That's
ends.
not even his whole life.
The movie ends basically as he's entering the apex of his career, which means from that bad performance at the end of the movie, and I don't mean bad, terrible. I mean bad. The song, like nigga, that's really the beginning of him taking over the world. And there's a whole bunch of years between Thriller and Bad that we didn't talk about.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I was about to say that's what I think. Yeah, that's what Brandon was kind of discussing because I remember as a kid, like the album Bad was like I knew who Michael Jackson was before Bad came out.
Yeah,
we knew the Jackson 5. There was a Jackson 5 cartoon, like a variety show, and there was no such thing as YouTube at the time. So it was like maybe you found a VHS with something. Like I said, I was saying earlier, I remember Motown 25, and we recorded that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's on VHS. It's still on a tape at my mama's house right now because it was such a big thing to have that performance. And so it was like he was already in that early reclusive stage where it's like, oh, Michael Jackson's performing. He wasn't the way celebrities are so in your face now. He was not that then.
Right.
And so it was like, I remember like, and I don't know if this was something that came up in the movie. I'm trying to remember what my dad was saying, but like, I remember the first time I saw the video for Billie Jean.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because that was like...
Are you talking about because MTV wouldn't play it?
I was about to say, it was like, I remember seeing that
up.
and it being on MTV. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's a big deal. Like, that's a really big deal.
That would mean even more if MTV still existed.
True.
And kids today will never understand that. They will never understand that the world waited for Michael's world premiere videos. Like I remember where I was. We remember the time drop. Right. When Black or White dropped. When, you know what I'm saying? Like I literally when Thriller came out, it was
that video that was an epic time. Like
that
you found yourself someplace when
Thriller
they
was a
premiered
short
that video.
film with music in it.
Right, it was the first of its kind. It was 15 minutes long.
Yeah.
All right. Wherever you were, you found somebody. You found somebody that could play that had MTV. Like you found somebody. You called somebody up. If your ass ain't had cable, you was at somebody's house to see that video. You know what I'm saying? And
it's funny you said it because I remember the Way You Make Me Feel video came on. I remember that premiering on Fox. And it was after an episode of The Simpsons where Michael Jackson was doing a voice on the show. And it was like for Lisa's birthday. And they did Happy Birthday, Lisa. Right.
Birthday, Lisa.
And then he was like, no, I'm just a trucker. I just started talking one day like this, and it made people smile. And it was like, yo. And so it was like, that was a great episode. And of course, we have that episode recorded because my mom was like, you have to record that. Apparently, I was the only one that knew how to use the VCR. So I recorded that. And then right after that was going to be the world premiere of the video. And it was literally like everything stopped in the house. Everybody in the room, on the sofa, 2 kids on the floor, feet up in front of the TV.
Yes.
Because the new Michael Jackson video was about to drop.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I never, ever had that experience with Prince. And I love Prince. Like Diamonds and Pearls, that album was my prime Prince time.
For Prince, the big deal was a new album coming out.
Yeah.
Because Mike has 10 albums? Prince has 25. You know what I'm saying? So it was like every time you turn around, Prince, you might drop an album, 15 songs. 2 of them and the other 12 are fantastic songs. You ain't never heard them play nowhere except the CD. So
Prince is a musician.
But also, the thing about it is, Michael Jackson was making better music videos, and he was making shit that was interesting to people and that they wanted to see. Prince is great. He's a vanguard. He's a prodigy. He's all that stuff. But like,
he could not capitalize the way Mike could.
He didn't
Prince
understand.
Was a live performer.
He wasn't concerned with connecting people to people through videos. I think he did videos.
Prince was an artist.
He did a lot of videos of his performances.
Well, no, I'm saying, hold on, I know what the way I said that implies.
They're just different. That's all.
Yeah, they're different.
They had different goals.
It is
like
Prince
right.
But
Prince was trying to make like the best musical, sonically pleasing albums he could make. Michael was trying to figure out formulas to sell the most records while also making quality music.
Like Michael said, when he told that dude to get him on MTV, Michael said that he was a proud Black musician, but he didn't want to make Black music.
Right.
He wanted to make music. He wanted to make pop music. So he wanted to be the best musician, period. And Prince was making whatever music he wanted to make, and whoever the fuck it appealed to, he was good with that.
Exactly.
And Prince made some Black ass music.
Okay.
And Michael was trying to just make some music to appeal to as many people as possible. And that's why I think they're in different field, that different categories. They're both visionary, just incredibly talented, but I think they had different goals, and Michael appealed to a larger group of people, and that's why I think he is the king of pop.
Right, exactly.
You know, the one kid who's the smartest kid in the entire school, and the kid who's the most popular kid in the entire school. What makes them great are different things, but they're both equally great in that regard. And, you know, of course, like
that smart kid was also popular. Like, don't put too much on Prince.
No. I mean, like, because he's smart, there's going to be a certain level of.
They're just different.
Going to be
I mean, you like them for different reasons.
Level of prestige that comes with being the smartest person.
Yeah,
you know
it's possible to like them for different reasons. You know what I'm saying?
There's a certain smugness that comes with Prince because he knows his song is good and he doesn't care if you like it.
Well, he's a musician.
If you don't like the song because you don't have the right taste. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be the approach he would take. Whereas Michael would simply change the song to make it where you had no choice but to like it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody.
Well, Michael's whole thing too was like, there's no B-sides. Like when they were making Thriller, they were like, how many singles do you want? He's like, all of them. I want every song to be a single. Like,
what did I just post? I was like, this was the B-side. It was like, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, and the B-side was what's the other one? The slow one.
Rock With You.
Thank you. That was Stop Till You Get Enough was the B-side to Rock With You.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, that's like, and I will say,
and Off the Wall to me is his best album, but
Off the Wall is a start to finish. I could put that album on at any time, I don't care what's happening, and I let it ride the whole album.
Yeah. I mean, I will give it to him. Both that and Thriller are pretty much unskippable.
And bad.
But I think
and
I just like
and Invincible, which
I can't. I'm not going Dangerous. I hate Dangerous. I hate Bad.
Let me tell you something.
I don't want to hear all that jungle music.
What was this? Look, let me tell you how deep it is. What's the song from Captain EO?
What's the song?
What's the song from Captain EO at Epcot Center?
Oh, I don't know. We didn't go to Disney. My parents weren't rich. No.
Stop it. Stop it.
I ain't been there either.
It was that one Disney vacation I went one time.
Best I could do to you is Worlds of Fun in Kansas City.
Well, we live in Georgia, so it's a car ride.
No,
You know
I
what
went
I'm
to
saying?
Busch Gardens. I went to Busch Gardens in Tampa as a child when I visited my grandma. So
See.
I was
Let's
worldly.
see.
That's good.
Captain EO.
With the Great Adventures. With the Six
Well,
Flags.
Moonwalker.
Another part
Let's
of me.
talk about that. When you want to talk about a VHS that never came out the VCR, we watched Moonwalker so much we broke the tape.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like it got all
Yeah, that
warped.
was me and my cousin.
And my sister cried.
Wow.
Yeah.
You don't. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, me and my cousin used to watch Moonwalker. My auntie would be like, "Hey, man, y'all good? Y'all
Right.
just been watching Moonwalker all day."
You know
Just been
that
watching it
changed
over
into
and
the
over
shiny,
again, like, turn
the
it
shiny
off,
Michael
please.
robot.
My shit was
That's
Smooth
an
Criminal.
epic
Smooth
moment.
Criminal is my favorite music video. Is my favorite
Yeah.
Me
Michael
too.
music video, and
Me
I
too.
feel like that's
Yeah.
really why
Yeah.
I would just be watching it over and over. I feel like he was just that shit. Just
Do you remember the
it's
Sega
so
game?
seamless.
Don't play with me. When
Yeah.
you can spin on the
Ooh.
tables, stop.
Ooh.
Don't.
Wait a minute. The
He
special
would break
move.
the ball.
Ow!
Like, please.
Like I'm saying, you do this number right here. And everybody go down.
Right? I take your little break moment where y'all just sitting up there, having your Jesus moments and whatnot. I'm like, all right, when they was catching the spirit, was that what was happening? I don't know. I'm not a Michael Jackson.
Who?
In the Smooth Criminal video.
No, bro, they was on drugs.
He wanted to know if Annie was okay.
Yeah,
Right.
Like
on
you just
drugs,
don't
man.
understand. We had to find out if Annie
That was the
was
heroin.
okay.
Look, let me tell you something. 90%. I gotta be honest. A lot of his shit after Off the Wall, I don't know what that nigga's talking about. Like, I think it's dope music,
All
but
right.
I don't never get the subtext of his songs. I just want to
Like
be.
what?
I just don't
Give me
I
an
really
example.
didn't get
Give me
subtext
the
either.
mirror.
'Cause that- I just don't,
I don't know.
that's not
Like,
what I'm listening
I
for.
feel like people. No, I love. I enjoy his
Just
music.
saying, like,
Hey,
what
bro, that shit
subtext
jamming.
do
That's
you
a
need
subtext.
People
That
from
shit
Heal the
jamming.
World? Like,
All right, cool.
what are you missing?
I'll take that.
Here's the subtext
That's
of Michael
fine.
Jackson. This shit jamming, bro.
Yeah, I be hearing
They don't
people.
really care about us. Understand what he's saying?
Dirty Diana. I knew exactly what that was about. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Really? I have no idea
yeah.
what Dirty Diana is about.
If
Think
you
about
just
the most.
listen to
Think
the
about.
song.
Think about the most famous.
I don't
Diana
understand
that
what he's
he would
saying
know.
90% of the time. I'm
I think
serious.
you're trying too hard.
Thriller is about watching a movie with a girl, a scary movie with a girl, and she
She gets up close and like how you can,
Okay.
All
right. I guess
I'm just saying. I think that's
I don't know what there is.
Want to be starting something is about taking a moment to think before you do something stupid.
Do y'all know
If
how
you
many
can't feed the
Michael
baby-
Jackson songs do you know the words?
Don't have the baby.
Don't have the baby.
Most of them. Look, truth be told, most of them. You say how many songs do I know the words to? That's the crazy part. I know the words to most Michael Jackson songs unintentionally. I've just heard them. Like, that's one thing. If I hear a Michael Jackson song playing, the likelihood of me turning the station, very slim.
Zero.
As a result, I've heard just about all of them, if not all of them. And I like all of them. There's, it's like.
I do too.
Would you talk about on stage talking about don't nobody raw dog scream, don't nobody listen to Scream Alone without the video, and I'm like, I literally was just listening to that when I drove this.
Yeah, like, let me tell you something.
Yeah,
I'm a definitely, like, I had a whole moment because I'm like, you know what, it's crazy because you got Michael Jackson, you got Chad, like, I'm gonna listen to this song regardless. Like, it's gonna get played. What are you talking about? And yeah, I mean,
what's your most played Michael Jackson song, and what's your most played Janet Jackson song? There's a question for the panel.
My most played Michael Jackson song is "I Can't Help It." My most played Janet Jackson song. Ooh.
Anytime, Any Place by Janet.
Oh, see, this nigga freaky.
Butterflies.
Freaky.
And Butterflies. Hey.
Butterflies for Michael?
Can wait. Heaven Can Wait. And I know y'all going to laugh at me, but the song with Call on Me with her and Ellie. I love this song and I play it a lot.
Yeah.
My Janet song might be Someone to Call Your Lover.
play a lot of Janet.
Okay.
But if I was going to play,
you
like,
talk about like, okay, wait a minute, Jeff. Now you talk about me.
No, what's the Janet Jackson?
Right there.
Mine was what's that?
It's not as direct in your face,
because the remix goes crazy. The So Def remix.
Someone to Call Your Lover is a dance floor. That's a dance with the girl you've been flirting with at lunch all week. Jam.
It is.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm saying, but it's
I was just
anytime,
lunch,
and
maybe not as in your face,
like a day party.
Anytime in these places is after we like.
Look, that was on the Velvet Rope tour, so
we going in there. Let me put some music on. So.
Hey, brother, I don't know what stage of life you guys were out when that tour video came out, but I was firmly in puberty. Let me tell you, brother.
Foundational. Did you go? Oh, it was amazing. And I know you're gonna think I'm lying, but I'll call my cousin right now. My friend Malik got pulled up on the stage in Kansas City.
From me.
Look,
I wouldn't be over from me.
I wouldn't be the man I am now.
He was up there. He was up there. He got to do it, but he's gay. I was like,
let me tell you,
I feel like they knew he was gay because Malik is big gay. I don't think they would have. But they might. I'm sure they did have straight men up there. Bless their hearts. I don't know how they lasted. I would have. I am a woman, and I would have passed out. I am a heterosexual woman.
I think Archer phrases that the best. Sploosh, like that's because let me tell you, there was that whole album.
Yeah, anytime any place
we talk about Michael, not Janet.
Was on every love mixtape that I'm
okay with that conversation, but
I was 20. It was like
so. Yeah, Scream is a great song, even without the video. Although the video, I do think really it's super futuristic. It's hella creative, and it showcases the talent of these two.
Not only that, I think that it was very loving. I think that it was very intentional. I think it was very much Janet being like, oh, this is my brother, and I'm a stick beside him. And y'all just gonna have to understand that. When that came out, it was at the height of, so it was very like, I just love it. And I'm so glad that they got to do that. Like when she performed that after he passed.
Oof.
Yeah. And I mean, we have been asking for that for so long. Once they both were at a point where like they both were big, and it was like, yo, when are we gonna get a Janet and Michael song together? And I mean, they did the song. The video
you just said you ain't no Michael Jackson fan. Now we waiting on Michael.
I didn't say. I'm not a fan. I like his music. There's a difference.
Janet never ever wanted it to be said that she rode his coattails for her own success. She could not do a duet with Michael until she was able to stand toe to toe with him as an equal. You know what I mean?
No,
like this ain't Jermaine doing a duet with Michael, which never happened. Right. Him and his word to the bad. Anyway, I have issues with that man, and I don't know him. Him and his slick back. I'm glad Kevin on stage roasted him. Anyway, I think she very much wanted to make sure that if she ever did a song with Michael, even though Michael did backgrounds on Reeves, because Centipede is my jam.
Oh, hell yeah.
Backgrounds on that.
Michael did backgrounds on a lot of people's shit.
But she never crossed anything with him until Scream.
Well, yeah, and like you said, that was by design. I think she was very much just like she didn't want to be seen as. I think she kind of also looked at how people would talk about the other brothers, and she was like, "I'm not trying to be that." And then she saw Mike break free, and for me, the interesting story I always hear about her is when she went to Minneapolis to do Control, and she's working with Jam and Lewis and
living real life.
Yeah, and for me, like that, those are the kinds of things now where I'm kind of just like, we're in this like super duper information age. If we're gonna tell like stories about people, we don't have to tell the whole. Like we know we're gonna get more than one Janet Jackson movie. We know we're gonna get more than one Michael Jackson movie. Let's get in depth. Let's make sure people leave. Like I think people leave Michael understanding that like
the spectacle.
This man was like the biggest, and even the spectacle in the movie doesn't do justice to the spectacle that it was in real life. Because like it should have been way more people fainting in them CGI crowds, and
because that sure as hell was what was happening.
But
it would be interesting.
I was gonna say at the same time, I feel like we're gonna get more than like let's just go into it and make stuff that's interesting, storytelling stuff that's not just the same old like I don't want to see a
movie
Janet
about
movie
the spaces in between.
Yeah, I don't want to see
make
a
it so that I
movie
leave and I know. I feel like I know this person.
Yeah.
Like I want to leave the bio movie and be like, wow, I really felt like they got raw with it. It's there's only a handful that I can say that because again, you know, if the storyteller it's just like in the Biggie movie, Puff made that movie. So he made the story what Puff wanted the story to be, which is why Kim was hurt and mad. Even Faith was like, that's not exactly how things happened. You know what I'm saying? But the person who gets to tell the story is the person who, you know, there's so many different multiple angles. Give me the story about the spaces in between.
This is the perfect time. This is the perfect segue.
Hold on, can I
Brother Jermaine.
Okay, wait. Okay.
Hold on. Let him get it real quick.
I'll be right back.
Real quick.
All right.
The only way I feel about this is that I want to see a movie that has more to do with the creative processes that go behind these albums. I'd rather see movies that have to do more with the making of the music and what happened around the making of the music. I like Michael Jackson because of his job. We like these people because of his job, and that's how I look at it. I don't feel like I'm privy to what happened in your house while you weren't making music. You know, their personal lives are their personal lives. And I'm just saying how I am. Please understand, I don't look at nobody else and tell you how you're supposed to feel about it or what you're supposed to like about it or your perspective on it. I'm only saying my personal perspective on it. Is that what I want to see is that I want to see more about the creative part and less about the personal part, because these are people's lives. We do a whole lot of speculating. We do a whole lot of gossiping. We do a whole lot of talking about it. It influences the way that we feel about certain people. You know, personally, I'm just like, I don't want to know more about the FedEx guy. FedEx guy is cool. He's awesome. You know, we talk about the Jets and shit like that, but I don't need to know his personal life. I like this dude because he does his job well. A lot of artists and entertainers, we like them because they do their job well. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot of times I don't feel like I want to feel entitled to knowing their personal life. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to know how much you argued with your mom or how much you fought with your brothers and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it entertaining? Yeah, it's entertaining, but I'm being entertained by some bullshit that happened to you.
And so it is very possible.
That's kind of how
it is very possible that in some cases, in the case of a creative like Michael Jackson, it could be those personal moments that help define and explain the creative process. Because if you take and just as an example here, if you take the hypothetical story of Purple Rain, you know what I'm saying? You can let that explain where some of the creative processes come for, you know, the kid. Now, if you know the story and know that that's supposed to represent this person, that's supposed to represent this person, whatnot, you can kind of connect the dots there. So it is very possible that when you talk about the creative moments and the actual creation of the music, some of that is going to be inspired by those life events and those moments. And, you know, when he's here with this person or here with that person in his private life, that's going to be where he gets inspired to go and do this. Because, you know, like, did Michael Jackson end up in The Wiz because he was super big or because Diana was cast and she made sure he had that part? You know what I'm saying? And that's something that, like,
understanding the relationship between him and Diana. Right. And those parts, again, there's lots of that I feel like are known to the public, right? Jet Magazine, sure as hell highlighted him and Diana around each other all the time, and you know what I'm saying. Them at like little parties and little events and things like that. But again, it's really it's not necessarily a hill. Like I don't want to convince anybody. I'm not trying to win anybody over to this way of thinking.
I think you make a valid point.
It's how I personally look at it. Where it's just like I don't push myself towards wanting to see those parts because it's like, you know, if I was famous and I was an artist and I made it, I wouldn't want people sitting up talking about, you know, me beefing with my wife or, you know, me yelling at my dad or yelling at my kids or something like that. You know, some bad shit that happened to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
but is your dad your manager? Like that's,
I mean,
see,
right?
that's
And it could be like Sam said, it could be like, you know, purposeful to them.
Because I feel like with the
it's
Jacksons,
like you can't tell his story without telling the story of the family.
Yeah, it's like it's so much murky and interlapped and interwoven, which in this movie I think is made much more clear than in the other movie, where it's like I think in this movie they do a good job of outlining like, look, yeah, the Jackson 5 popped off, but I think it was very clear to everybody that like Michael was the special one. And Joe always, he understood that too, because he knew if Michael leave, these motherfuckers ain't about to do nothing.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's why they toured as long as they did
wrong for
together.
saying Jermaine sang better than Michael. Joe was wrong for saying that.
Yeah, it's also a bold-faced lie.
It's a bold-faced lie. Jermaine was a better singer than Michael. Then why Jermaine didn't stay the lead?
It's control dynamics, but nonetheless,
why Jermaine wasn't the lead? Why Jermaine didn't pop off when Jermaine went solo?
Yeah, let's get serious. I ain't heard that one popping off in a minute.
Don't take it personal.
He had a duet with Whitney Houston, and bless her heart, she had to carry him along that whole song. If Michael would have sang that song, Whitney would have had to work.
Well, Whitney was supposed to be on I Just Can't Stop Loving You, and the labels blocked it.
And not only that, but Whitney was sleeping with Jermaine, and that was the whole thing.
Yeah, that's probably why the labels blocked it.
Well,
even you, Jermaine.
I think it was Jermaine,
you know,
blocked it.
Like, wasn't he? How long was he married to
Berry Gordy's daughter?
Oh yeah, no, he was married. That ain't never stopped the Jackson.
Yeah. No, not that part. But as far as like him having the influence to like make some stuff happen and what, you know what I'm saying? Because he could make a call
Jermaine hated Michael. He hated Michael. He made a diss track against him. He hated Michael.
Now,
at that time,
Kofi time.
He hated that man. Ain't no way my bro finna do a duet with this dude. Ain't no way. The labels.
Jeff, I'm gonna give you the stream.
Don't make me big. Don't make me big. Don't make me big.
Okay.
Just let me be regular.
Okay. All right.
I just want to be regular. All right. So clearly, you know, for the people who've seen this movie, it is very clear that Jermaine Jackson had a lot to do with this film. Once I found out that Jermaine Jackson's son was playing Michael Jackson, I mean, my antenna couldn't raise up fast enough. And as I was watching this little nigga dance and pop and moonwalk and just, I mean, it was a few times where I was like, I feel like they did some CGI and layered Michael's face over his face. Because it was a couple times I was like, oh, wait, hold on.
Right.
But, you know, so you telling me your brother, who you had beef with, I mean, you can act like it wasn't beef, but it was beef. And it's very clear. You raised a son that is the only nigga in the history of the world that has ever come. Like, it's like Michael Jordan being your brother and then you going and raising Kobe Bryant. So you had this dude, you raised him to be like this. You put him in the whatever little Michael Jackson chamber. You probably was yelling at him and beating on him like Joe Jackson. Like, this is not something that, like, they trying to sell it like, oh yeah, he practiced for 2 years. That's not a 2-year practice performance. I've been doing this my whole life, and my daddy finally put together enough money. I'm good enough, and we gonna go out there and we gonna do it, and we gonna take control of Michael's story. See, Michael not here, and now Jermaine. Because why Jermaine doing so much moving? You're not even the oldest, first of all.
Yeah.
First of all. Second of all, there's too many key moments that you left out that show that you a hater. Because why did we not see the conversation between you and Michael? Michael didn't want you to leave the group. Even though y'all had beef. You're the one that wanted to break free and go solo, and it didn't pop off the way you wanted it to. Because Motown was dying, because Berry Gordy didn't want to let no new blood come in and write songs. He didn't want to let his artists have control, and everybody was leaving.
Yep.
So you stayed because you was married to the boss's daughter, even though you try to act like that's not why you stayed. That's why you stayed. That's why you married her, low key.
Keep it real.
Because we watched.
She was never his type.
Because when they started the group, Jermaine was low key on equal footing with Michael vocally. And then it was that versus album. I was like, man, you just looking out here, man. Michael, you can do them. You can do all his parts on the Love You.
You can do all of it.
You can do all these parts now. So you don't show us the moment you decide to leave the Jackson 5? Like, yeah, it's a Michael movie.
But he left the Jackson 5, and the Jackson 5 didn't falter.
Right.
Randy, come here. Come here, Randy.
And didn't he come back for the Victory Tour?
Yeah.
It was 6 of them.
I believe he did.
He was on
but in the movie, it was only 5 on the stage. So, Jermaine,
they never introduced Randy.
They never introduced Randy. They play with my boy. They didn't let Marlon get his body roll off. You play with my boy. Okay? Because what y'all trying to do, you and LaToya, the main ones who had all the beef with him when he was going through his stuff. The first one to hop on the interview stage when something was going on with Michael. The first one to hop on a news show, Larry King, Jenny Jones, whoever y'all could get to listen to y'all about Michael. Y'all was the first two to pop y'all big heads up and say something. And now here, both of y'all the ones on the red carpet. We seeing y'all more than ever. Now, like, y'all trying to control that narrative because that's where the money is. You missed the train the last time, Jermaine. Now you're trying to and be the control the puppet strings after death.
Your son. Yep.
I'm just saying, I'm watching you, brother. This next movie, because the next movie, it stops at bad. Now, the next movie, if it's going to be from bad to end of life, we're going to be paying attention.
Are they saying there's going to be another movie?
Oh, 100% it's going to be another movie, brother.
Just based on this movie, financial results.
Is the number one movie in the world. This movie is the number one movie in the world. And they have a person.
Come on, Paramount Plus.
Look, they have a person who can actually fucking be Michael Jackson from every important era of his life. We got, like, this nigga not going to be this age forever.
Right.
So, better get this off the wall thriller, bad, dangerous, whatever. Better get it off.
Yeah.
But in one of these next movies is going to be in the time of life where a lot more of the controversy is going to come. You're not going to just be able to show a little, I'm in the hallway with my tape on my nose. Like, no. I want to know how you're going to talk about these kids. Now, you done fattened us up with this high glossy, music video.
You know how they're going to talk about those children. He had those children. Montage. Next scene.
I mean, they got to go through Lisa Marie. No, they have to cover Lisa Marie. They got to cover the kids. From what I understand in an article that I read, because of the ruling of one of the lawsuits,
they
can't discuss any of that allegation stuff. None of that can be mentioned in the movie. Anything that would essentially shorthand version, anything that could potentially create profit for the Jackson estate.
And I'll say this. Even if it ain't a thing of showing that, this is getting into just like when shit just get weird for Mike.
Yeah.
How you gonna show that? How you gonna show the world kind of turning on him a little bit and kind of turn him into a joke? And when he really do start cutting on his face for real and start looking like Elizabeth Taylor more and more every day, like I got my eye on y'all because I don't trust it. I've seen how they done did it in the past. I'm just saying, don't set me up for the okie doke. I'm not trying to come to see Mike 2.
Get that clap ready. Get that clap ready.
I just think that it isn't very realistic to not think that they're going to gloss over everything. I would really be shocked if they did a second movie because most of the time people like to pretend like his career stopped that bad. People don't talk about Dangerous.
Yeah, because that's the Black albums.
Yeah. Like people don't really talk about that album. It's like for a lot of pop culture, Michael Jackson's career ended after Bad. And then he was just a freak.
And it's like, it can't be true because remember the time music video aired on NBC.
I know.
So like obviously we were still fucking with Mike. But that'd be that white people stuff where they only pass it. I had the same theory about Eddie Murphy. Like they be having people who is like, as long as you doing stuff where you in our world.
Yep, it's different.
I say pre and post Coming to America. Because even though white people saw Coming to America, they was like, oh, he gonna be doing stuff where we not even in it. I ain't going to see no more of his stuff.
Yeah.
Where's Nick Nolte?
Where's the white the sassy white lead?
Who's looking after them? Who's looking after this boy?
Can I have an aside?
Sure.
Okay.
Koofy off.
You want to stay regular size?
I want the metaphorical Koofy. No, it's not. Talking about biofilms. I'm sure he can hear me. RG. When he was like, I don't want to know about any of the outside stuff in that person's life. I just want to know about the music and the creative process, and that's it. I don't want to know about the argument but I feel like with real artists, everything that they went through comes out in there. Like you can't tell the story of Ray and not talk about the brother that died and the mama and the wife and the girlfriends and the hit the road, Jack. You literally cannot tell his story and his creative process without talking about Johnny Cash is the same way. Like if you watch his biography, so much of the Ring of Fire, the song takes on so much more meaning when you understand what that song is about. You know what I mean? Like
true.
I think you were saying
I understand completely how
there you go.
Else. Wow. He is prepped. There you go, babe. He is prepped.
Lean the other way for the camera. Lean the other way for the camera.
Other way.
I do
lean the other way for the camera. There you go. That's perfect.
Oh, that is awesome.
Okay.
I got you.
So what I was saying
Number one producer, baby. I got it.
I feel like Queen Latifah.
You and I,
ladies first.
I promise the exact same thing went through my head, RG.
Nah, I wanted to again. I
let everybody know what's
totally understand everyone's reason because a lot of these artists have incredibly compelling backstories. You know what I'm saying? Like without question, every single one of their situations, resonate with me. I completely understand what they have gone through, and without question, it does enhance listening to their music afterward. For you,
RG, because you're a musician. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that you've done songs that were like personal to you, like about your personal experiences because you're an artist. That's what artists do, right?
Yeah.
So like, if somebody asked you how you came up with that song, you wouldn't tell them whatever the thing was that inspired that? You would just be like, oh, I was just in the studio and it came to me.
I would probably speak on the situations that may have inspired the song, but I would speak on them from an incredibly for one personally and kind of vague also. Like depending on who I'm talking to, there's but so many details I want to give them about my personal life. So I probably wouldn't be like 100%. So it's, I'm going to tell the truth. I'm just, obviously it's like, you don't need to know this, you don't need to know that, you don't need to know that.
Right.
So, and then a lot of times, look, I understand because a lot of artists will put themselves in their music. If it don't come through in what's written, it's going to come through in how it's sung. So that's why I understand, why the appeal of knowing, because it does deepen the performance. You know what I'm saying? After watching I love the New Edition biopic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it does make me, you know what I'm saying, appreciate the music more. But I just look at it from the perspective of, look, I liked them before I knew what they went through. I didn't have to. You know what I'm saying? I thought them niggas, I was practicing that shit. You know what I'm saying? I was doing that whole shit. I didn't need to know, oh, damn, these niggas was arguing like that. Like, fuck, nigga, get your shit together, Michael. Goddamn. I was good. You know what I'm saying? So that's all, it's only just my personal kind of like.
Just asking for curiosity's sake. I ain't got beef.
Nah, I got beef.
I don't want nobody. I understand. I'll be like, man, nobody want nobody to know that shit to happen to me, man. If I went platinum, I want to be like Jay-Z. Nah, you ain't getting no stuff. That's why rappers don't have. Biggie got that one because he's dead.
No, listen, I said the same thing. Something happened this week, and I was like, this is why I would never address anybody, because you can say, hey, y'all, this isn't what happened. And now I'm not talking about the big thing. I'm talking about as a small thing. Somebody said somebody did something, and the person responded like, hey, I never did the thing. And then everybody was in the comments like, she did it. And I was like, this is why you don't respond. Like, I absolutely understand Beyonce and Jay-Z being like, fuck all of y'all. Like, I'm not gonna be on social media.
Questions.
I'm not gonna entertain none of y'all. Y'all not gonna know my business. Y'all can call me everything under the sun. I'm gonna post my little ad and get the fuck on.
You like me for my job. You like me for my job. I make music.
What you say?
And you like it.
Like facts.
Yeah, I do think that they should. I would have liked to see them focus a lot more on the creative side of things. I mean, like this nigga knew Stevie Wonder. He knew so many people. He just.
Thank you.
I don't know. Right? It was just kind of like, okay, he's working on Off the Wall. Cool. It didn't people liked the album, but it's not selling, or not even not selling. He didn't win the Grammys he wanted to win. Right. Now he's focused on crossing over. But it's like you didn't even show him not win the Grammy. It was just some of the stuff is just an exposition and conversation. So I think in terms of acting, it was great, but I do think the script and the story was a little cobbled together for the sake of the difficulty of trying to get an entire family
everything
narcissistic underachievers to get on the same page about one of the greatest performers on earth. I mean, that was the thing. Yeah. It was in order to tell the story, if you were going to tell the truthful story, all these people got some dirt and some smut. I mean, that's why his daughter said she wasn't involved with it, because she gave some script notes. They didn't take her notes. So she was like, well, I'm out, because if this movie's not going to be honest about certain things, then I'm not with it.
Yeah. Janet,
the same thing.
I mean, and that goes to my question earlier, as far as it, like, when I say I get that you invest money so that you can be an executive producer, so that you can, get that return. That's like any type of investment. But this does not, I haven't seen the film, but just knowing that this movie is being made, and as you pointed out, that it's Jermaine's son playing Michael. And from those people that I've heard about the movie, not including you all today, but from the people, like when my family went, knowing how they liked it, like listen to what my mom talked about. All she talked about were the performances. To her, it was just big ass concert. That's all it was for her.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Seriously, that's what it was.
My dad pointed out, some I guess they would be considered like key timestamp moments in history, because that's the type of shit my dad would key in on. You know what I'm saying? Like, my dad was the one that made the comment about MTV. That's how I know that MTV moment was there.
Was made.
And then my brother, my younger brother, he was like, the movie was ass. He was like, you've seen all this, like everything.
Yeah.
And of course, his big point was like, ain't nothing new. He thought that the Jacksons, The American Dream, was a better movie. And there again, and of course, even without having seen it, I was telling him, I was like, well, that was about the Jacksons. That was when they were doing the groups. They did the Temptations. They did New Edition. They were doing groups. In this case, this movie's called Michael, so this one should focus more on him. But of course, one of the questions that I had, or I was curious about, in my interest to go see it, was I going to get something from this movie that I didn't get from the previous biopic, that I didn't get from Jackson, The American Dream, that I didn't get from the Oprah Winfrey interview, because I'm of the age, I've followed Michael for some time. I've literally followed Michael my entire life. Let me say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've very much been a fan of everything he's done, because like, I remember Thriller. Like, when that came out, I remember that. And then Bad was perhaps the biggest thing ever in terms of a music release that I can recall.
He was the most dominant Black artist during our time growing up.
Yeah. And I mean, it's like, even when people make reference to, like, who are the two, Beyonce and Taylor Swift, you know what I'm saying? Phenomenal numbers that they've done in their careers. So much money that they have in the time they've been doing what they've been doing. I've not seen them stand on a stage and not say anything for 15 minutes and people faint. I've not seen the kind of impact they've had generationally. My kids know who Michael Jackson is. My mom, me, my kids. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I do think that a large part of why this story is being made, this movie is being made, is because, yeah, some of it does actually, it just gives enough information. Hey, Hobie, Comics, what's going on, man? It does give enough for future generations to get an inkling of who this person was and the impact he had on the music industry. You know what I'm saying? Because right there at the end, at the end of Michael's story, I don't know from the movie, but in IRL, in real life, Michael bought the Beatles catalog. He was going to battle with Sony Music as a whole. You know what I'm saying? And
Michael was buying up our old Black artists' catalogs and giving it to them. That's a lot of stuff Michael was doing that a lot of people don't talk about. He gave Little Richard back his music. Like, he gave a lot of those artists, he bought their music and gave it to them.
There was, I mean, and people talk about having money, and it's funny because like when you account for the time difference, I would be curious if somebody's already crunched the numbers on it. But when you account for the time difference in inflation, today's value of the dollar versus the value of a dollar in the 80s, in the 90s, Michael was a billionaire a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? And it's like he did things financially that people can't really conceive of. And I feel like a lot more of his money was available because I saw spending on a level that I ain't never seen. Like I know Jay-Z.
They said he was in debt. They said that's why he had to do the This Is It tour, because he was in debt, because he was hemorrhaging money at that point, because he wasn't bringing in money like he was, because he hadn't been touring and he hadn't really put anything out. So the This Is It tour was kind of, he didn't want to do it. He was sick. He didn't want to do it.
And he didn't own the record label.
But now his estate is solvent, because since he's died, they done sold off half his shit. They sold off his Sony catalog. They sold it back to Sony.
Right.
I don't.
And again, it's
let me lean into my goofy. Let me tell you something about the Jacksons. No,
let me put that back. Probably Jermaine.
Like I just
put that back up there for you. Yeah, it's and I'm certain that a lot of it.
That's BS.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's there's somebody that is benefiting.
In commercials. It breaks my heart. I don't like hearing Prince's music out there like that, because he didn't want that. He didn't even have his music on YouTube. He did not want that, and it just. Val Kilmer's daughter being okay with a fucking AI Val Kilmer. Ooh.
With the exception, the world is
confusing, and I'm old and I don't like it.
I will say, with the exception that Val stood in to do a lot of that before he passed. I think genuinely he may not have been as financially well off as some other actors, and he was trying to make sure she was going to be good. And it was terminal. He was like, go ahead, babe. I genuinely think that's the case for Val.
I hope that's the case. I hope that was the case. And not
if you go back and you look at his filmography. No, if you go back and you look at Val Kilmer's filmography, with the exception of Batman, I feel like a lot of his stuff is very selective. Very selective.
I loved him, though. And when he would pop up, it was always a good time. Like
Val was an amazing really actor. Like, all in all, I genuinely believe he was an amazing actor. Yeah. And should be done.
Yeah. And he gave away a lot. He really did. Like he gave, if people needed, he was like, oh, money, oh, you sick, the baby, people knew he was a soft touch in that way. I really believe that.
I truly believe that what's happening right now with this film and everything is it's a form of exploitation that is available to the managers of the estate. And the managers of the estate are Jermaine, and I'm sure he's in cahoots with LaToya, and that's why
John Braga, whoever that white man is, this motherfucker made himself out to be like.
Any
Michael wouldn't Mike have Myers? Nothing about me. Now I'm talking about the Miles Teller character.
Oh, I just, just how accurate is your story gonna be if it's told by the people who don't really mess with you like that? Like,
it ain't gonna be accurate if it ain't told by you.
Jermaine's was always
history is always written by the victims. You know what I'm saying?
But LaToya attacked Michael directly, like very publicly, very like openly. My brother did these things. I've seen him do things. I've seen things, and I just haven't told for years. This woman made incredible allegations against her brother publicly.
Anything she could do to be remotely relevant at any time, because
I just mean for her to be, when I saw LaToya was there, I said, no wonder Janet didn't go. That's the first thought in my head. No wonder Janet ain't there. I knew it was crooked then. And I hate to talk about it like this because I do think he's an icon and I do think he deserves a movie and I do think they did a good job and I don't want to discourage people from supporting Black movies. So go
Antoine
see the
Fuqua
stinking
is
movie.
absolutely one of the reasons I was ready to automatically support and see the film do well and that sort of thing.
Right.
I was very curious with Jafar's performance
because he deserves this so much, and it's not even a bad movie. And Jafar did not do a bad job. Nobody in the movie did a bad job. The costume's amazing. I thought the cinematography was brilliant. The way they shot things, the way they made you feel like you was on that street when they shot the Thriller video. Like it was insane. The details, So don't, whoever's watching this, if somebody's watching, hopefully, don't
we've had a lot of people
take anything that we said as facts, even in family, and that unfortunately sometimes family be the worst ones.
Be the first ones. Say that. They may not be the worst ones, but sometimes they'll be the first ones because they know the time to strike.
Man. So don't let anything that we've said put you off or discourage you. Like it's not a bad movie or it's going to be a bad experience.
It's an enjoyable time.
I didn't see it in IMAX. I don't know if it's in IMAX, but I would probably think it was awesome in IMAX. I caught a matinee. So I would definitely, I would definitely recommend if you are a Michael Jackson fan.
Like I've been to a Michael Jackson concert, and when I tell you, I went to a Bad concert. I went to a concert for the album Bad.
We know you didn't mean it was bad.
I mean, bad, like Michael Jackson bad.
I never got to see him. Oh,
yeah. I mean, and ironically, if someone were to ask me like my favorite, I would probably respond Prince, but I didn't get a chance to see Prince in concert. I've been to 2 Michael Jackson concerts in my lifetime, and let that speak for itself. I've been to 2 of the bitches. But I went to that concert, and when I tell you, it is like it was at the Omni Theater in Atlanta, and I had better than nosebleed seats. But when I tell you that is like, I can still see that concert in my head. It was just so amazing. I mean, this was in like,
dude, there's no bad seats in the Omni.
90. Well, I mean, when they do a concert though, like obviously everything.
You could be far. I mean, no, I'm saying you could be far. You could be pushed back, but the Omni is actually a very well designed. Like I've sat in the back too, and you got a good show, man. I'm just saying that.
Well, I mean, this is before like the modern technology of having like the big projectors where you can be up high and still see the stage good. This is where you had to like kind of be down, because again, this concert was this had to be 91. Like, no. 1990.
Oh wow, you was a young boy, huh?
I was in middle school.
Okay.
Younger. I ain't old now. What you talking about?
I just was a young boy when it happened.
Right. But yeah, man. I mean, it's like some people can define a word very simply, and when you think iconic, he's definitely one of those people that embodies the word, and it's like you know, he's one of the Mikes that's just the definition of the greatest. Because you could say Jackson, Jordan, Tyson, take your pick, and you know he's one of those Mikes. So, all right. Well, it still sounds like I'm going to see History in theaters. So, you know, it still sounds like it's worth a shot. I plan to see it. I was looking forward to seeing it. I think I'll still make it out and make it a point to go see it. RG, you should check it out in the theater just to get out the house and support Antoine Fuqua.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Thanks.
I'll say this too.
Thanks for doing that.
Hearing the music loud and surround sound is always a good thing. I always feel like a lot of people who didn't necessarily like who weren't old enough to be in the club like myself during the Michael Jackson era, it was always like this music cool, but then I would go to these parties out in LA where it would just be like all Michael Jackson, all Prince all night. And like Thriller in the club is crazy. Don't Stop Till You Get Enough in the club is crazy. So hearing it like that versus like in the car or like at my home speakers, I mean, you know, I got some okay speakers, but it ain't Dolby surround sound. So, you know, even just for the sonic experience, to have a different sonic experience, I think that really also can change it. But the movie doing what it's supposed to do, all the little kids is loving Michael Jackson and people posting videos of their little babies dancing, and the record streaming numbers are through the roof. So,
as they should.
You won this round, Jermaine, but I got my eyes.
Hey, you, Jermaine.
I started off
on the sequel
with the Jackson 5 part in the beginning. You know, I was trying to be polite to my, the people in my surroundings and everything. I was lip syncing, maybe just a little bit of volume. By the end, good thing the music was loud because I was singing at the top of my lungs.
Listen, I'm a fool with it. I went to the Michael Cirque du Soleil in Vegas, and when I tell you I cut a rug, okay, I cut a rug to the point where at the end of the show, the lady behind me was like, "I just watched you the whole time." I was like me, Michael. I can't help it. Like, what do you want me to do? It's Michael Jackson. You gotta move. It's just like if somebody's just sitting there, I'll be like, "Oh no, I don't trust you. You're a skinwalker. You don't, you don't feel nothing. The way you make me feel. You don't feel toe tap nothing."
They would have to be a skinwalker if they're not down with the moonwalker. That's what it had to be.
Wow.
There we go. So we're gonna move on. Other topics that we may talk about tonight. And I'll let you all take the pick. Of course, RG and I, we were happy to go get into a little bit of Invincible, as they've just had their series finale. And
with series finale, it's all done.
No. Just season.
The current season.
Current season. I was gonna say maybe I'm gonna start watching it now. Then.
Whoa! Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just watch it, man.
No, I started watching it, but then my rule is like,
is this what hating feels like?
No, if I stop watching something, I got to see how it ends. Because like that's why I was gonna start watching Game of Thrones, and then the last season, everybody's like, "This is garbage." I was like, "Well, I'm not about to watch that."
No, that's not true, man. The last season is not garbage.
Why I haven't watched Game of Thrones, because I'm like, everybody said the whole last season is trash. I'm not even gonna start it.
It is not
The Walking Dead too. Like everybody said, The Walking Dead went straight to hell.
The people in Game of Thrones didn't even like the last season of Game of Thrones.
No, so. I understand. Listen, I understand why they didn't like it.
They didn't even care. Outcomes in the set. They didn't even care at the end.
So the outcomes of Game of Thrones were not. How can I say this? Ideal. They were not the way you would have most likely expected it after 6 seasons, right? However, did we understand 7? Sorry. Well, this was the 7th season. The last season was 7th, right?
8th.
Okay.
8th season was the
so
last
after
season.
7 seasons, things happened kind of like, we got to wrap this up. JR's not doing shit. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to get it. So come on, guys. Come up with something. And that's what they did. They had to finish certain shit off. They did it the best they could. Was it fucking entertaining? Everybody didn't like the way the White Walker died. Fuck you. I fucking cheered when it happened. I thought it was dope. I was like, look, we got to wrap this shit up. It's 8 seasons. I don't know what else you expect. Oh, wow.
The final season perhaps did not live up to the rest of the show, but the first few seasons were awesome. And I don't think you should not watch it because of that last season.
For real.
And it wasn't horrible. It wasn't the worst thing ever, but it absolutely did not live up to the first few seasons. But you know how things run out of, they jump the shark, or things just run out of steam.
You had to wrap it up. We gotta, everybody's got to get closure. What happened?
Here's the biggest problem.
Is she gonna live? Is she gonna die?
And I hate this because we've had this conversation with Jeff. Like, it's been so long at this point, I'd be shocked if he ever decides to watch it. But I think, honestly, from all the information that's out and available and whatnot, seasons 7 and 8 were done by the showrunners.
I know that
1 through 6 are based on the book.
I know all
they're based on books.
I know all this.
So for that reason, when people are saying that season 8 was just so bad, it's because, first of all, there was no real story to say what the ending was going to be. The ending literally could have been whatever they decided it was going to be. It's honestly, it's no different than what we just got with Stranger Things. You know what I'm saying? It's some people wanted this, some people wanted that.
Stranger Things is a show I also got off of very early. Season 2.
Well, very early.
Thanks for the memories.
All in all, I will say that. So let me ask you this. Are you saying that if the final season doesn't wrap up beautifully, you would not be interested in 7 great seasons?
If I know that it's going to end badly, generally I am just like,
It doesn't end badly.
I don't really want to start.
That's the thing. It doesn't end badly. It ends the way people. It ends the way. Notice what their beef about it is, and it's not that.
I'm not a castles and elves and all that type of nigga. Anyway,
see, I am.
Like, I ain't seen none of the Lords of the Rings. I seen one of the Smog movies.
Wow.
And I'm just like,
wow. You said one of the Smog movies. Ooh, okay.
I think it was called The Desolation of Smog.
Yeah, but one of the Smog movies, though.
Give me elves and dragons and hobbits, and I'll take those over real life people in any, at any moment.
Yeah. Look, man, fantasy's always going to have a very special
bring on the
place. And that's cool. And I mean,
there's some fantasy stuff that I do like, though. But I just feel like okay. So when I think about Game of Thrones,
Game of Thrones isn't fantasy, though.
The thing
it's got dragons, though.
It's got fantasy elements. It's got fantasy elements, but it's not a fantasy show. It's a political show. It's a very political show. It's an incredible. The first 3 seasons are strictly.
Ain't there dragons and
but what I'm saying
White Walkers and all kind of fantastical creatures in a made-up land with swords and sorcery?
There's fantasy elements. There are fantasy elements. There are elements of the show that are fantasy, but it's not
elements in a fantasy show.
Fantasy.
I don't. Well, the dragons don't feature. They don't have as much screen time as Littlefinger. They don't have as much screen time as
they're there.
In a mystical land.
It exists in a fantasy world. I'm not saying it doesn't exist in a fantasy world. I'm saying the point of the show. The point of the show is not the draw. Is not the fantasy. It's the fantasy aspect is a draw for certain people, but for other people, it's the fact that it's a political drama, and those dramatical elements of the show that make the show so appealing, that is what's the hook that keeps people watching and watching and watching. But for some, it's also the dragons. Yeah, you're waiting for dragons.
I got it. It is a fantasy show the way Wonder Man is a superhero show. It exists. Those parts of it are there, but that's not the focal point. The dragons. I get what you're saying, because I will say, like, House of Dragons, you see a dragon like every other episode.
Right.
Game of Thrones, you see the bitches like 3 times.
So when I'm looking at a picture of a motherfucker made out of ice swinging swords, that's not fantasy.
You gotta wait for that.
Okay,
I'm not saying it's not fantasy.
And that's what I'm saying. Jeff, in context, think about what you just said.
You getting that nigga for like fucking 112
House of legislation
seconds.
is outrageous.
But hold on. Even in context of what you said, Jeff, you're talking about a picture of the White Walker. So they are absolutely leaning and selling the fact that it has fantasy elements.
Yes.
But then when that motherfucker starts talking,
that motherfucker got 112 seconds.
You know what? You're right. It's all fantasy. All of it's fantasy. I'm not going to sit here and try to convince you to watch it. It's 8 seasons. 7 of them are phenomenal. If you're not going to watch it because of one bad season, I feel like you're missing out on the show.
I still might watch it.
Me too. I might just.
I'm just not in a. I'm in way less of a rush. I'm in way less of a like. I was planning on watching it like as soon as it ended. I was gonna start watching it and just like blaze through it. But like once people weren't
because
happy
of that
with
initial
the way that
backlash, and I can this is my turn off.
I've been burned. I've been burned by shows.
I told y'all. I got.
I've also watched some shows that ended well. Like, I'm sorry, Avatar: Last Airbender figured it out. I was very nervous for how that show was going to end. They figured it out. Though.
I'm telling you, 4 seasons, right? Avatar figured it out in 4 fucking seasons, right? 3? Oh yeah, it was that's right.
The first.
Yeah. So in 3 seasons they figured it out. Fucking Game of Thrones had 8, man. It's fucking 8.
So it should stop at 3. It sounded like everything was going good.
Sounded like the first couple seasons was the best. They should wrap it up. Season 4.
Nah.
Did I get you the first episode? All I remember I did, because in the first episode is when they threw the little boy out the window. So I watched the first episode. And I was like, this is some BS. I don't know what in the incest. I'm not watching this. And I turned it off and I never went back. And that was,
I will say that after watching,
I can't necessarily deny that that's not a portion of the show.
No, I will say that. Like,
why would I want to watch? What is the people want me to watch the show about a brother and a sister? Get the fuck! I was like, I'm not watching this.
That's not what it.
And I started it, and I binged probably through the first 5 seasons. I did not stop. I was invested. So I don't know why it was different for me than it was for you.
I'll go back because I did that with Shameless. I watched the first episode of Shameless and I didn't like Emmy Rossum because she was in Phantom of the Opera and I didn't like her in that. So it was a whole thing. Y'all know my brain is weird. So I went into the show not liking her. And so she threw me off because she was the main character. So I hated it and I didn't go. And then I went back like 2-3 years later, binge through the first like 4 seasons like without breathing every day, just
I will
all day
say
long.
That regardless of the way people feel like the show ended, the impact and the success of the show Game of Thrones has really set the precedence for the way people watch shows now, because I didn't watch it when it first came out. I think I didn't start watching it until it was halfway through season 3.
Was that
and
like
then
pandemic?
I did a binge to catch up to current and then watched from there.
That was
before the pandemic for me.
It might have been pandemic, Teresa.
Yeah. Because
I noticed a lot of people got it. Like a lot of
on the couch.
Oh, you talking about the 8th
season?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
One of the things about
I heard
Game
about
of Thrones,
the original BBC Shameless. I did, and I do like the BBC shows, and I'll probably check it out because I do actually like quite a few of the BBC shows.
Speaking of the BBC, I
just really love William H. Macy.
Lord of the Flies starts. I need to look. It's sometime in early May, but I was so happy that Netflix picked it up because I wanted to see it so bad, and we couldn't see it here without using some questionable site that my VPN blocked every time I tried to go to.
Is that based off the book?
It was like, no.
I need to check and see when that starts. It's on Netflix.
You should get a VPN. Like, we're not sponsored, people, but Surfshark.
But I use NordVPN. No,
oh, okay. Well,
that's how I want to do
it. Either way.
So if you want to send an affiliate, it's Cast a
Just
program.
No. I think one of the most important things that Game of Thrones did for television was it taught us to not be invested too heavily in characters.
Yeah.
Because every week when you watched, it was like your attachment to a character was questionable. You could like this character and you didn't know. You could like that character. You didn't know. And they really put a lot of the edge of your seat shock and awe in television. And since it was, we had gotten kind of away from that to the point where now when you watch something like The Boys or Invincible, like you can watch a lot of TV shows now and anything can happen to anybody at any time. You know what I'm saying? And I really think that Game of Thrones should get a little bit more credit for being one of the first series to do that and not be afraid to do it. And I think like with a lot of stuff, it's been out for a while, so it's hard to
There's
miss
a scene
anything
in Game of Thrones that makes me want to watch Game of Thrones. And it's Diana Rigg. I love Diana Rigg. So that's why I've seen this scene. Okay. I love Diana Rigg. I just love her since the 60s. I think she's amazing. But she played some old lady in Game of Thrones. And there is a scene where she's like, they poisoned her. But she's talking shit.
Tell Cersei it was me.
Yes.
Oh God!
I want her to know it was
you
me.
need to watch for her. Yes.
I don't know what is going on.
Yes.
But that makes me want to watch.
Yes.
She's a bad chick. She's a bad chick the whole fucking series. She's a bad.
I don't know the context of that, but that scene.
Yeah.
That's the scene that's going to get me to watch that.
She's a Tyrell.
Oh yeah.
Lady Tyrell
supposed to be black.
Lady Tyrell, baby.
White Tyrell before.
Let me tell you something. Lady Tyrell was at the cookout. Do not get it twisted. Lady Tyrell.
And she made potato salad.
With no raisins.
With none.
Lady Tyrell was that chick. And I will say that is one thing about the show. Like I believe it's worth a watch. When you get to it, if you get to it, I personally feel it's worth a watch. And again, it's like it did a lot of things first, and because like now we're up on The Boys, and you get to the end of a season of a show of a series, and of course you're like, who they gonna kill off? And it's like you expect somebody.
Everybody.
And in The Boys, honest to God, I feel like the only person that's probably going to be left standing is Huey.
See, and the funny thing is, I feel like since we are now away from the comics enough. No, see, that's the thing. Since we are away from the comic enough that they can literally do whatever the hell they want.
Right.
No, I'm not. You know what? I'm gonna take a 2-for-1 odds on Huey don't make it. I think it would be.
I don't want him to make it.
Nah, I don't think. I think Starlight would sacrifice herself.
You hate everybody.
Starlight would sacrifice herself to save Huey.
On, you don't want to punch him in the face.
Before Huey
see,
died.
I think with the story of The Boys, there's a lot of weird things about the show that, like, if you really sit and pay attention to it, and this would probably be the time where I would even put my kufi on, but it's just like there's a lot of very obvious things that people didn't catch right away because they're not presented in a way that we're used to seeing. The guy with the superhero outfit, he looks like the hero, and the dark-haired guy with the beard and the scowl all the time is the hero. And it's like that's completely opposite from what you expect. And
hero is a strong word for butcher.
It's a very strong word, but in the context of the characters, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense to say villain and anti-hero. We're talking, good versus evil.
And not quite so villainous. Villain, but
villain and less villain. Villain and villain light.
And anti-villain or
villain and diet villain. But if nothing else, we know for a fact that Huey is like our good guy. But you look at all the stuff Huey's done at this point. He's clearly not a good guy either.
Huey is very much an anti-hero at this point as well. He didn't kill multiple superheroes
at this point.
It's just very naive. Like good nature.
But the way the story is trying to present itself, where you would normally have your heroes very clean cut and depicted one way, and your villains very dirty and depicted another way. Those lines are very blurred throughout this series, and because of that, I think when you have a character like a Huey, why would the show change its formula now and let Huey live through all of this? You know what I'm saying? It absolutely.
But it's Huey's story. Like Huey started it.
And he was very sympathetic initially.
He's got plot armor, big plot armor. He would have been dead.
Oh yeah, he should have been dead a long time ago. No question about that.
They foreshadow because Starlight had that whole freak out about what would happen if she really had lost Huey. Like it's foreshadowing.
Yeah, but see, I think to really drive the narrative home, somebody who truly doesn't deserve to live will be the person that lives, and somebody who doesn't.
Homelander's gonna be the last one standing. Yeah. I think that as much as I'm like, I think Huey, it's either going to be Huey is the last man standing or Homelander.
Ooh, reverse Deadpool. Who survives? Who survives?
I mean, and if you let someone like Homelander live,
and I think he's going to kill her.
I think Kimiko's going to live.
I believe.
I think they're going to get a hold of. I think they're going to get a hold of some spoiler of some, that V1, and instead of Homelander taking it, Kimiko's going to take it, and then the Scourge virus is going to get released, and they're going to die.
Nah, Kimiko and French are going to run off into the sunset. They're the only two who
and they already broke up.
They might be the last.
Yeah, he's gonna die. He's not. He doesn't deserve to live. He's gonna die. Frenchie, yeah. Nah. I mean, he's done terrible things. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's done terrible things.
All the more reason.
He's he's a good guy. I like him now, but I mean, killed a few people back in the day. You might have to die for that.
Oh, shade.
You might not be going to jail for the shit you got caught for, but.
Well, see, a lot of the stuff that he would go to jail for has already been like cleared off by not Madeline. What was her name?
Stillwell.
Yeah, that the handler he had before, his CIA handler. A lot of that got wiped off. And so
I'm just talking about karma.
Are y'all watching this season?
Yeah.
Have you been watching this season?
I have. I am. I'm one episode behind, I think.
Oh, because I was like, yeah, Madeline is.
I was trying to remember the CIA handler for Butcher.
Madeline. Oh, you. So not the lady, not the blonde, not Madeline. You talking about the one that what's the name killed? The one the son killed.
Yeah,
right. Her.
I can't think of her name.
Because she was the one, like you were saying, that Frenchie would go to jail.
Oh, Huey and Victoria Newman got married.
Yeah.
Congratulations to them.
Mine didn't even know that was Meg Ryan's son. I knew it was Dennis Quaid's son, but
he looked just like Daddy.
He looks just like both of them.
I wasn't in white people business. I had white people face blindness. I don't be connecting them.
She cheated on him with Russell Crowe. Can you imagine? She was wrong for that. Cheated on Dennis Quaid, ruined like a 20-year marriage. They had been together forever. They had been together since Inner Space.
I didn't know.
Did a movie with Russell Crowe and threw it all the way. And for Russell Crowe, who didn't even want her after the fact. He went back to Australia, was drinking beer. He was not worried about her. She blew up her whole life.
This dude was a gladiator, man. Maximus.
That's a real industry, guys.
Olympus has fallen.
But he looks just like him. The first episode, I kept staring at his face. I was like, where do I know? Because I didn't see the Scream he was in. So that was my first exposure to him. And I kept staring at his face. And every time he would smile, I was like, who does this man look? He reminds me of somebody. And I can't, who does he remind? As soon as I seen his name, I said, I'm wrong for that. He looks just like, I think Maya Hawke looks like whichever parent she's standing next to. But I think Jack Quaid looks like both of his parents at the same time.
See, and it's like, and I don't know, it's something about I think it's more his smile that does it. But for me, he looks so much more like his father. I can pick out Meg Ryan in his face.
Meg is all up here. His smile and everything down here is his dad.
I think
Meg is all his eyes. That's Meg Ryan, but everything down here is his dad.
And Meg don't look the same.
He'd have to like
Meg don't look the same no more.
Well, she's old.
She had that work done.
She got work done, but that was a while back. Which why would you ruin America's favorite face? But I'm not gonna get into that. I told you I seen a picture of Mandy Moore and didn't know who she was.
Oh man.
I was like, who is that? I genuinely did not know who she was, and I love her.
I don't understand why they do it. They haven't figured it out yet. They haven't got it right yet. Stop.
At least the ones now.
The reality is for I'm saying the reality is for somebody like Meg Ryan, like in the industry that she in, like looking young is important.
But what did she get after that?
Well,
after she had the surgery. But it does. Who doesn't? Let me tell you something. So Demi Moore was the only person to pull it off properly. And the only reason why it got pulled off properly, well, no, what I'm saying is from a Hollywood perspective and in acting. Like when Demi Moore got the work done, it changed her face up. She looked like a completely, somewhat different person. But then she got substance. And that role is intentionally designed for an actress who is getting work done because she wants to look younger. And her actual experience fit that role. Unfortunately, some of them, they get the work done and it's all right, the talent is still there. But
I'll say this.
It's for me, it's a different.
It was just bad work because the surgeons now, like Lindsay Lohan, got her work done. She looks like Lindsay Lohan. Christina Aguilera looks like Christina Aguilera. Like they was just bad surgeons.
There's a lot of people who are having work done that you probably don't even know they had work done, like fillers, adding chins, adding cheekbones, all kinds of stuff where they go somewhere, you don't see them for a minute, then they pop out on the red carpet looking luscious out of nowhere, and it's like I don't know where none of that came from. But so I
said, it's like, even as little as 10 years ago, the surgeries were not as good as they are today. Like today, you can't hardly tell, but you can tell if they've had more. You can tell on the people who had the older surgeries who are now trying to fix that. You can tell that they've gotten a lot more work done because people have had fillers dissolved and things of that nature. It's why Courtney Cox looks like Courtney Cox again. Right. And Jennifer Aniston is starting to look like, because they let the fillers and stuff. You don't need that. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, it's like Starlighter. Like Starlighter's face
she looks completely different. She got that buckle, right? And I don't understand that.
She has. I think that's due to like an actual like illness that she's like dealing with.
She said she got work done. She got work done.
Yeah.
Who? Starlighter.
Yes.
And the boys, she got work done.
From the boys. Yeah.
I thought
she
looks
had like completely different. I didn't hear.
She got the buccal fat removal, like Jenna Ortega, who messed up her face doing that too. Because she don't look the same.
Trying to thin your face out,
and that's crazy because she's in her 20s.
Yes,
she was a very
John
pretty
Legend's
girl.
wife did the same surgery. It's like they take this pad of fat out, and it's supposed to make your cheekbones look like but it makes them look
sunken.
sick.
It's like
Yes.
sunken.
So pretty soon,
Yeah,
I
no.
bet you we're going to start seeing buccal fat implants.
Erin Moriarty from The Boys has Graves' disease.
But that doesn't explain why she got that surgery. She got plastic surgery because they were like, everybody was talking about why she got it done.
She has denied it though. She said that the reason she looks like that is because of the Graves. I was reading
if she
about
has
it.
Graves' disease, more power to her. That's not a great disease. It's not. Any disease is a bad disease. But if she's saying that she never had any work done, that's a choice.
Right.
The Kardashians claim they barely got any work done too.
I mean,
if you ask Kylie Jenner if she had any work done, she'd tell you with a straight face she had her boobs done and that's it.
Sure.
That is a very good point. And I think that is a very good comparison to make.
Hey, as a man, I'm going to stray on the side of believing women.
Absolutely. We should believe all women. I absolutely agree. I'm just saying people say a lot of things.
And that is a good
Kim Kardashian never had butt implants. She even did an ultrasound so that people could see that. She never had a BBL. Neither did Khloe.
Khloe has had a
no, she didn't.
Teresa,
she just lost weight and went tanning. She didn't get a lot of surgery.
No, see, here's the thing.
According to her, and they don't use filters either.
Because you're saying she had a BBL. That's a Brazilian butt lift. She didn't get a Brazilian. She got a regular butt injection.
She got a Californian butt.
Totally different.
I got
totally different. Not the same thing.
I'm not saying that people did have surgery. I'm sure that Kylie Jenner just hit puberty and that's what happened. And she just needed a boob job and she got her lip glosses.
Khloe Kardashian is on that substance.
Do not do that. Don't do that.
I think she's that substance as well. But allegedly. But no, I absolutely believe people in Hollywood when they tell me that they haven't had any surgery. Yeah. Kenny Loggins looks like a kneecap, but if you asked him,
hey, Kenny Loggins, some of them look crazy.
Mickey Rourke, we are watch Mickey Rourke melt away. So
bless his heart. That's so sad. He was so fine. Oh my God.
Old. Jesus.
He was a beautiful man. But he was also, wasn't he a boxer too? And
he was.
I mean, he knew how to fight. He was trained.
Honestly, he did state that there was already enough damage. So when they went to try to do the surgery, all of the scar tissue and whatnot, so they had to put stuff in.
He was like, "Have you had this done before?"
And then, of course,
he was a boxer.
No, he used to fight.
He was really out there getting tore up, and
he was.
And it's like, why would you? Your beautiful face.
And of course, it's crazy because he got that face, then did the movie The Wrestler. So at first, I thought it was the two were connected, and then that movie went away, and he still looked like that. And I was like, wait,
wasn't he in the Hulk? Wasn't that him in the Hulk?
Iron Man.
Iron Man. Yeah, I was like, he was in one of those. And he was in Sin City.
And
but Sin City, he had the whole face on.
Well, yeah, he had a lot of makeup and a lot of prosthetic happening right
there. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm going to fuck you up when I see you.
Listen, if I had work, I'll be proud. I'll be like, I had work because I would pay. If I had that kind of money, I'm getting the Christina Aguilera fit. I'm when that Kris Jenner make me look honestly, like I just.
You know what I'm saying?
The lip gloss.
It goes into a whole other direction, but
you gotta buy that.
Cardi has never shied away from everything she's had done. She was like, the very first thing she said was, "I got some money, got my teeth fixed."
Yeah. I mean,
and
for her, it's definitely worked, right? For her, it's definitely worked, but it's that
I just don't like people adjusting their bodies for fads. That's my only thing. It's like if you my sister got her boobs done, and bless her, because you know what I'm saying? She's happier, she's more confident. I don't have no problem with that. I just am like, just because big butts is in fashion today, don't mean that they're going to be in fashion tomorrow. Like, you see everybody skinny now. All them rich people is getting their implants taken out. And I'm like, if you saved up a band to get to go to overseas or whatever to go get your butt done, you probably don't have money to get your butt taken out just because of a fad.
What's up, Sneaks?
Let's not talk about BBLs. I don't even know how we got here.
Because we did it. This is what we do. This is geek shit.
This is why it's random geek chat, because this all started. This started because we were talking about which characters are going to get knocked off from the boys. No, we started this conversation talking about which characters were going to survive from the boys. That brought up Jack Quaid.
We get onto BBLs.
That brought up Jack Quaid, which talked about him.
There's a lot of strings in this parents, on the board.
He looked like his dad. He looked like his mom. And how his mom looks so much different now than she used to look. And she doesn't look the same because of the work she's had done. Then we got to talk about different celebrities and some of the different work that they've had done. And now here we are.
Also believe women.
That motherfuckers like the question.
Literally.
You ran through
that. I was like, don't do that. Don't do that.
That's amazing.
But yeah, like everybody here, this is why I enjoy talking with you all so much, is because despite the fact that we jump around from thing to thing to thing, we can all stay together on thing to thing. You know, I do really good.
We are twisted in the same ways.
It's my fault that I didn't. When did you break this? It's been, you know what? I'm going full Santa Claus by Christmas. I think I will. I think all of the black will be gone, and it will be just solid white.
Fucking homies in the chat tonight, huh?
Yeah, they hanging out with us tonight. It's a great thing, and yeah. And so, yeah, I mean, like we get to go through this, and we can have these random discussions. And so I want to go back up here to a comment that we saw earlier. Oh no, we have to circle to Invincible, because that's actually the other thing that we were here.
We were here to talk about Invincible.
We're almost at. I mean, we're at 2 hours.
Yeah, because I was just getting ready to say.
We're technically
we gotta wrap it up. We gotta wrap it up. So.
Look, you see, I
love y'all, and you know I do.
You see, I looked. I was like, wait, nope, because we are at time, and I know, because we could easily do another hour, but not tonight. So
we gotta talk about Invincible and the boys, and there's something else is wrapping up. What's the other thing?
Daredevil.
Daredevil. We should have season finale for Daredevil. I think is the May 3rd. But the boys won't wrap until.
The boys has got like what, 2 more weeks?
3, I think. I think they got like 3 more episodes.
Also, RIP Gen V.
Yeah, they did that.
I saw that.
I didn't even understand that right there.
I thought about y'all, because I did not get into that show. You know, I just watched it because y'all watched it. But I know that y'all really enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's the
best. Appreciate you stopping by.
Best one for me. But apparently they're gonna like absorb the characters into the boys, which sucks for me because that means I have to watch the boys.
Well,
for what
I think there's going to be other. I think there's going to be other boys related properties, because it's the last season of the boys. But they're doing other boys related stuff. I think even more than Vault Rising, I think they probably have some other stuff planned, because Vault Rising is a prequel, so they won't be in that. But
that'll be what the
shout out to David Diggs.
Oh,
I just enjoy him whenever he pops up and stuff.
I like him too.
Who was that? Y'all be knowing these motherfuckers' names.
He was in Sorry to Bother You.
Hamilton. And Blackish. He played Rainbow's brother on Blackish. And he was in Hamilton. And he pops up.
Okay.
I'll
And
never
he has
forget
that Hanukkah song that they play on the Disney Channel around the holidays.
He's so talented, but he's just really talented because he doesn't look the same in anything. He can just be whatever you need him to be. So I enjoy him and Ashley. I like her a lot. I hope she makes it out of this. I like her. She's scrappy. She can live.
I mean, it's crazy that now that she's a soup, her power is
It's common sense.
wild. The way it works, because it's like just I don't know. I didn't get into Harry Potter big enough to really understand the reference, but that being a whole Harry Potter thing was like, it's like,
I didn't know
instead of a
that.
Her
turban, it's a
power is
wig.
real AF. Her power gonna keep her alive.
True.
Because that power be like, bitch. This is not This is not okay. Scrubs. I love an unhealthy amount.
Well, Al was pointing out
Yeah.
that Teresa, you said that was his name.
The
Holy Comics is Al.
Okay.
Yeah.
Al did mention that Scrubs is wrapping up as we were talking about things that were ending. He pointed that one out.
Oh.
And I pulled the comment up. I don't think we noticed
Scrubs.
it. So
But
I didn't like the first reboot. The first reboot that they did a few years ago. That was trash. This one is Scrubs. Like it's Scrubs, and
was the last reboot a continuation season from the previous?
Yeah,
and this
but
is in fact a full...
it just wasn't good. It just didn't have. I can't explain it, but it just didn't have the same heart. It didn't have the same.
What's in the box? What's in the box? Sorry. Tyler put a box on the screen, so it was like, all right, Tyler Durden, played by Brad Pitt, 7. What's in the box?
I was gonna say Tyler Durden didn't ask what was in the box. Tyler
but
knew
I
what
was
in the box.
I was showing
Tyler
how
put it in there.
The 2 degrees of separation.
Right. In this case, like
I get it. I was just being facetious.
I know. my joke should have been funnier. My apologies. If I had to explain it, that shows it wasn't as funny. Because that's not who Tyler Durden. I should have made a soap reference, and then it would have been more on brand.
Like the movie Soap.
Oh God, are we really? Are we going on this tangent?
I love that.
I should have made a soap reference for Tyler Durden.
No,
I'm
thinking about Soap Dish.
Oh,
the show Soap was
good.
That had Billy Crystal on it. That was my show.
Okay,
I'm on hour 4 of podcasting.
I know. I'm trying to wrap, but just like, okay, so
my bad.
Right. I gotta go too.
I appreciate y'all.
You see the box, B?
We're not gonna do. Look. We're gonna clarify this one point. Tyler Durden was a soap salesman when he was talking to Edward Norton on the plane.
Yeah.
So that was the point of mentioning soap. But
I don't know what any of that means, and it's okay.
Fight Club.
It's okay.
I wish I didn't know what it meant.
Right.
the most misunderstood movie in history.
The narrator. Yeah, that was. That we're not gonna do it, Jeff. Stop. We're not even gonna. Folks, we want to thank you for joining us tonight. let me wrap Jeff up before he gets started on this one. Make sure to click that QR code. Follow us everywhere you can.
The same person.
Grown A Geeks. We ask you to like, share, and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Share this content with your friends. Bring them in to enjoy the party. We do this on Wednesdays. Most Wednesdays, you're going to catch us live. Some Wednesdays, we will have some pre-recorded material available for you. We hope you've enjoyed our conversations tonight. We got a chance to talk about the movie Michael. We got a chance to talk about Michael. Got into some random topics as we typically do. I want to thank our guests for joining us in the chat. And for RG, Teresa, Brandy, Jeffrey, I'm LD Geek Sam, and we are out.